welcome to our next debate. We have with us Nolan and Megan, and we're going to talk about education. Megan?
Hi, my name is Megan Barrazo, and I'm representative of Gary Johnson of the Libertarian Party, and I'll be talking about education.
Hi, I'm Nolan. I represent Jill Stein of the Green Party platform, and I will also be talking about education.
Okay, great. Thank you. I appreciate you guys coming here today. Megan, why don't you start us off talking about your candidate a little bit more about the beliefs on education?
Well, Gary Johnson is a huge supporter of giving the power back to the states and the schools. By doing so, he would first shut down the Department of Education. And I understand that this sounds a little bit big or hasty, but did you know whenever a school accepts federal funding, for every dollar that they spend on education, they take 5 cents out? That's taking millions of dollars away from the classroom. Well, by shutting down the Department of Education, that'll give the power back to the schools. So that means they get to decide whether or not to cut certain programs or buy new computers or even better lab equipment. This would drive schools to innovation, student choice, and education competition. And this would lead to better results. Also, he has an idea of stopping student loans. Now this, yet again, sounds a little bit hasty, but if we stop student loans, that means less people would be going to college, right? So that means the colleges would need to find a way to lower their costs so that more people would join their colleges. I understand that Gary Johnson may have some big ideas for education, but with the education of America slipping down this slope, big ideas might just be what we need.
Okay, thank you very much, Megan. Nolan, your opening statements?
Well, Jill Stein believes that standardized tests are very misused. They don't measure the true goals of an educational system, and getting an A on a standardized test does not result in improved college performance, a better trained workforce, and it does not show the true capabilities and skills of students. Also, Jill Stein believes that current student loans are crushing students and they can't enter into professional lives and professional careers, so we should be bailing out students instead of banks, because the last time we bailed out banks, we have shown no improvement or progress. Every student should have the right to a free education through preschool to college, because every student needs that essential education, and Jill Stein proposes this by stopping corporate spending, which is not essential, and putting that spending towards schools, which will help better America. Also, Jill Stein believes that private schools are taking from public schools in areas such as funding, attention, tools and resources, and qualified teachers, because without these 4 essential parts, then public schools can't strive for the success that they seek, and that's very important for them to get to that. Finally, Jill Stein believes that today's students are facing a general injustice because with today's current debt, student loan debt, and current wars, we are leaving a plethora of problems in the hands of today's youth. They should not be responsible for the problems we have created, and we should fix those problems because they deserve to enter their life fresh and clean.
Okay, great. Thank you, Nolan. At this time, we're going to move to rebuttal. So, Megan, I'll turn to you. Is there anything you want to refute in Nolan's statements?
The standardized tests do test students. It's showing them, it's the chance of the students to show them that this is what they learned, that they were able to sit down in front of the class and pay attention. The pressure of the test shows them that kids can work underneath pressure, so it shows that they have a strong work ethic. So tests do not only show their knowledge of what they've learned, but it shows that they can work underneath this amount of pressure. The student loans and the free education, we hardly even have enough money to bail out the banks, so wouldn't that put our country in even more debt?
Okay, Nolan?
Well, you say that Gary Johnson wants to completely shut down the Department of Education. While that is a good idea to bring power back to the schools, I believe just completely shutting it down will completely corrupt the entire educational system, because we're so used to this one system that just abandoning it, I believe, would harm the students and all schools. But I believe we should gradually move back to a school-led educational system, which Gary Johnson isn't exactly proposing.
Okay. You can either move to more refute or you can conclude your statements.
I think I've said what I need.
Okay. Any other last points?
Well, exactly what you said. We're used to it, and things aren't obviously working out right now because the education of our generation is just slipping down. People are failing. So I think, and Gary Johnson believes it also, that a change, a big change, would help this country.
Okay, thank you. If there are no other refutes or concluding statements, that concludes our debate for today. Thank you very much, guys.